Hello friends, and I am your mentor here again for a new session on Indian politics, especially on Indian Constitution. And now I am telling you about the Indian Constitution and the framing of Indian Constitution. As you have taken the first class of this series, you can know about the Indian Constitution a little. And then now I will tell you about the framing of Indian Constitution. And as you know, in the last session, we have discussed about the cabinet and named Stafford Cripps in Cripps mission. And I want to tell you the clear cutout of what is the Cripps mission, what is the cabinet mission. There are major three members of the cabinet mission. The first one is Ethical Lawrence, as you see. Second one is Stafford Cripps. Third one is A.V. Alexander. These are the three people who have made the cabinet mission, and after that, we have to know that our constitution is made on the basis of cabinet mission or by the cabinet mission, by the proposal of cabinet mission. To make the constitution of India, our constitution maker have to make a constituent assembly, and that is the body which constitute a constitution of India. And to do that, we have to make a constituent assembly, and to do this, we have to make the constituent assembly, and we have made it in November 1946 under cabinet mission. And then I will tell you that what are the feature of cabinet mission, what are the main things that we have to discuss in this chapter. Feature of the scheme of constituent assembly for constituent assembly by cabinet mission. The first one is total strength of constituent assembly. The first one is that a constituent assembly should be made, but the total strength of the constituent assembly should be 389 or 389, and we have to discuss about the distribution of 389 seats. These are total seats are 389, and these are divided into two parts. The first one is British India, the second one is Princely State. As you know that the whole country is divided into two parts before independence. The first one is British India, and the second one is the part of Princely States. And that's why we have gave some 296 seats to the British India, and 93 seats to the princely state of India. And in this way, when we study deep about the British India, then we can see that all 296 seats are to be segregated in two parts. The first one is 292 seats from 11 governors provinces. As you know, in the British India, there are total 11 governors princely state, governors provinces, and from each state they have to for all or whole 11 governors provinces they have to do 292 seats, and after that 4 seats have to be taken from 4 chief commissioner provinces, and that's all. And in this way, the 296 seats are to be found, and other 93 seats are to be found by princely states. And after that, we have to take a look at how these seats are to be distributed, how we can decide that India should be have only 389 seats in Constituent Assembly. Then we have to clear out that every seat क्या कहता है, every seat, one seat, roughly 1 million population, that every seat should be decided for roughly 1 million people and more. Roughly 1 million people have to have a seat, and that's all that I have discussed in this chapter. And these are the core feature of Constituent Assembly. The first one is we have made the Constituent Assembly under cabinet mission. We have 296 seats for our British India and 93 seats for princely states. That's why. And into 96 seat of British India, we have to segregate it into two parts. The first one is 292 seats, and the second one is 4 seats for commissioner provinces. And that's all that I want to convey you. And then we will tell about one from each state, and then I will tell you about the Constituent Assembly more and more. And now I have to erase it. If you want to write it, then you can write it by pausing the video. Now I have to, and I think I have to do some information, some improvement in my class, and you can make it a good comment to improve my quality of classes by guiding me. As you all are my friends, you have to guide me with my classes, with my work, and all and all. Please guide me in this session of our class for doing this work. And I am doing my work with a proper sense, with a good sense of humanity, and to improve my teaching skills. Now I will tell you about the other things of the Constitution. Then I will, as you know, the Constitutional Assembly should be based on, there are many committees in this. To make the whole constitution, we have to divide the old purpose and old decision of the constitution in different parts, and that's why we have to make a lot of committees to do the whole work of a constitution. And as you know, a constitution can't be made by only one person, and that's why we have made the Constituent Assembly. And there are nine major committees, and a lot of minor committees in there, as I know. And the framing of constitution should be, as under cabinet mission, and seat will be divided into. The next one is the new point for the point. The old seat of 296 have to be divided into three parts. As you know, I have to use the black marker of the board. All the seats are to be divided into 6 Muslim and general. All the seats are have to be divided in this same manner. And as you know, these are the distribution of seats are based on the population of these three in the proportion of their population. We have to divide the whole population into three parts, that was Sikh, Muslim, and general. All other religion are consisted of general, and as the population is of Sikhs, Muslim, and general, we have to divide the seats into the same ratio, and that's all. And the representative of these seats should be how they are going to be made, and that's all. And I think this class is of 7 or 8 minutes, and we will discuss all about these things in the next session. And thank you for this a lot of thanks.